Hey y'all, I'm your host, Aaron Smith of the Offshore Marine Service Association. Each Friday, I'll bring you the Offshore Briefing, a quick rundown of the week's notable developments, updates, and news you need to know in the offshore space. Whether you're on deck or at your desk, we're glad you're here. Welcome, everybody, to Maritime in America, the Offshore Briefing. As always, I am your host, Aaron Smith, and with me, as always, I have Ashley Smith and Angel Johnson. How are y'all doing?
Good, but one of these days when you say as always, I'm not going to be there.
Well, I am alone in the office right now, so I
And
was
in my
wondering
place, I'm
about
going to have
saying.
someone else. And it's going to be like a guest.
Well, again, I'm always worried because we all have very simplistic last names, and both of your names start with A. I'm always worried about switching the names and like making it Angel Smith and Ashley Johnson.
I
That would be
actually just
so
saw
awkward.
something. I think it was a post about like the most famous or most popular last names, and y'all's were the first, and mine was the second.
Yeah. Now, do
What
you
was
know,
the
speaking
third?
of, do you know what's always the top rated crazy girl name?
Ashley.
Ashley.
Always.
Always Ashley. Always Ashley.
I'm here for it.
So getting into news today, I wanted to go through, obviously, I think the biggest thing is the waiver of the Jones Act that was issued by the administration this week. Um, so there's some particulars in here that I think are important and that we should cover here. You know, one is the length. The last waiver that we had was quite a few years ago, after Hurricane Maria, and was I believe, a 30-day waiver. So a 60-day waiver is very extensive. Additionally, it is something that we haven't seen in terms of its scope, that it is covering petroleum products, that it covers natural gas, it covers coal, it covers fertilizer. And it is also not that it is into Alaska or non-contiguous parts of the United States, or anything like that, that it's covering the entire United States. I think those things are important to see. So I think what is also one of the very interesting things that I have seen so far were the Jones Act opponents, the people who are always looking for a Jones Act waiver and are always saying that the Jones Act increases prices. They immediately were setting the bar so low you had to dig a hole to find the bar. They were saying, oh, no, this won't lower prices. Well, why are you doing that? So I think that, Cato, and I love that one of the articles that quoted him described him as a self-described expert. Nothing could be a better show of Cato and Colin Grabo than listing themselves as self-described experts.
Well, Cato in general, I think that we need to do a deep dive on one of these episodes on who is Cato and what is Cato.
Well, we talked about it a few weeks ago, and we can go back and look at the clip. Billy Doyle, good friend of the pod, Billy Doyle, did a great analysis and found that Cato should have been filing as a federal or as a foreign agent because they were receiving money from EU companies and from the EU to lobby against the Jones Act. We talked about it last week, the great quote of don't think about Cato as a think tank, think about them as a lobbying arm for big business who depend upon foreign labor costs. That's what they want. They want foreign labor to replace U.S. jobs.
Unfortunately,
Angel and I kind of spoke before we got on here. We're having to pick and choose our words very carefully for this because it's just absolutely absurd recurred what's going on.
Well, and again, I would say that, we have been out there, AMSA has issued 2 statements. We have, and I really love our response that the team put up, that they've put it up on all of our socials of just all of the mariners looking into the camera and saying, I support the Jones Act and the Jones Act
Jones Act supports me. Yeah.
I really like that message But this isn't our market.
But I
You
was
know,
about to say, what do we tell our members? I mean, we are telling our members, but for anyone listening that may not be getting our emails or whatever, what do we tell them how to respond? What can people do? Because it's going to affect everyone, right?
well, I think you just need to keep reminding everyone after this is over. Did this waiver provide for US security? No, it did not. Did this waiver provide for lower prices? No, it did not. Did this waiver provide for US jobs? No, it did not. It actually cost all of those. We have a less secure waterfront now because we have more foreign mariners. And remember, where are the top 5 countries of where mariners come from? The Philippines is number 1, China's number 2, then India, then Russia, then Ukraine. I got questions on a lot of those.
Plus the vessels they're on.
Yeah, plus the vessels. So let's talk about that for a point. Did y'all know that there has already been a a uh, a request for the waiver? The PIS Kalamatan is a Panamanian flagged carrier, and it right now bid to load crude in Houston. It's heading there right now. They are going to pick up 21 March to 22 March, and they are quoting at a $2 million lump sum cost. That puts, based upon its tonnage, that puts what they are going to be bidding the oil at, or what the oil will cost, at $6.74 a barrel for the shipment cost. Right now, there are Jones Act freighters trading at $3.70 a barrel. So these foreign carriers are coming in, and they're going to be taking oil that is more expensive than the Jones Act carriers they will be displacing. Moreover, to your point, Ashley, I pulled the P6 record for this vessel, and anyone, if you want to look, Coast Guard has a site, Port State Information Exchange. It is the PIS Kalamatan, IMO number 969214-3. And you can see that last year, this vessel, captain of the port, restriction of operation, here from Sector New Orleans, identified hazardous, unsafe condition on that vessel. This happened just a year ago, was detained. Looks like the incident date happened February 15th. The date it was imposed was March 15th, but nothing was ever done from it. That's all it says. Identified hazard, unsafe condition, reviewed by headquarters? No. Validated by headquarters? No. So, what we have is we have a vessel that was found to be a year ago to be unsafe by the Coast Guard, is now going to be taking oil between 2 U.S. ports.
That is the most insane thing I have ever heard, especially because I have been working on the security plans with our members when Coast Guard boards and wants to stop them for a faulty light bulb.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way up to MSC and everyone else.
So that's what we're seeing. So it's not improving our safety, it's not improving our security, it's not lessening costs, and it's costing jobs.
Let's just hope that it
Again,
is
I'm,
only
I'm
for
refraining from
the 60 days.
being my normal self of saying inappropriate things and trying to keep my mouth shut.
Well, again, I think everyone should remember this and should show anytime Cato or any of these other Jones Act opponents talk about the Jones Act from here on out, just everyone remember this incident. Everyone remember, was our safety improved? Was our security improved? Was our jobs improved? Were our costs improved? No,
No,
no, no,
no,
no.
no, no, no. I
Yeah.
think there's a
So,
song. No, no,
yes.
no.
I just hope that it lasts for the only time that it lasts. I hope that, like you said, Aaron, people see that It's not an
Aaron?
improvement to not have the Jones Act and things, just go back because I don't think that this is good at all. And I think, like I said last week, it's just like a gateway.
I completely agree. I'm glad that we have indoctrinated you, Angel, into the Jones Act Club here.
Well, my family are married there,
I know
so
you come from this, but yeah, I don't
But
think
she's
we need
getting feisty and emotional about it. I like it.
I know. That's why I'm saying I'm glad we've indoctrinated Angel into the militant Jones Act Club.
And I would not get on her bad side. I've seen her at the registration desk.
I'm not that bad.
All right. Well, that was all I had today. Anything else that we should be talking about?
For the members listening, unfortunately, we're going to have to change the date for our March 26th lunch and learn on nuclear verdicts.
Yeah, Ken got a
Because
trial, didn't he?
yeah, a trial popped up, and so we're having to adjust it, which is fine. We're going to still have it, working on a new date, getting that out. So yes, and I'll put an update in Friday Fast Facts tomorrow as well.
That is always the problem with doing these lunch and learns are great when we have these attorneys come and speak, but the attorneys like Ken Collin, like Leon, like Bill, that we have, they're in demand. And so we always know that when we schedule these things, they could end up in a trial and we have to reschedule. So it's unfortunate, but this is a great topic. Can't wait to do this. So looking forward to a new date. I forgot about that. Thanks, Ashley.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited about it, and there's not much legal wise that excites me.
Right. Angel, what do you have?
So I had a little game. I told Ashley earlier, I did want to, have more to contribute on the topic, but yeah, everything just, I wasn't going to say anything nice. So I came up with another game, the real or fake vessel names, as I discussed last week. Are y'all ready for them?
Love it. Yes.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. We will do 3 of them. So each round, I'm going to give you 2 real vessels and 1 fake vessel. Okay,
All right. Like the format.
round 1, the Bourbon Orca, the Ocean Titan X, the Island Venture.
Bourbon
Which one is
Orca.
fake?
No,
Bourbon Orca.
the Ocean Titan X.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
that is
that one.
correct.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Definitely not the Island Adventure because I've seen it.
Yep.
I haven't seen any of those.
Oh, but it's actually the Bourbon. It's a French.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, next one. Uh, okay. The Normand Installer, the Gulf Storm Ranger, or the Edison Schwess.
Are these active vessels?
Um, it can be active or non-active. The fake
Okay.
one is just fake. Ooh, I stumped you.
And I would say the Norman Installer. I think that sounds like 2 names that have been put together.
Um, I don't know if I pronounced Norman correctly. Ashley, do you have a guess?
I do not. These games I'm not as good at because
Okay. It's the Gulf Storm Ranger. That's the
Ah,
fake one.
that also,
Um,
yeah. Thank
okay,
you.
next one's gonna be easy. I'll give you an easy one. The Ocean Patriot #2, the Harvey Freedom, or the HOS Warland.
the first one.
Well, yes, because I've been on the other 2.
Me too.
Yes, that's correct. That's it for
Thank you
me.
for giving me an easy
Excellent.
one.
You're welcome.
Well, good. Well, everyone tune in to Friday Fast Facts tomorrow or today to see all of the great events. Also to get the links for the full long long form of Maritime in America that we posted this week with Rex. It's a great episode with the stories, so you got to listen to it. That'll be in Friday Fast Facts tomorrow, and then registration for all of our great events coming up, including the rescheduled Lunch and Learn if we have it by then, and then DC and golf coming up. So everyone look forward to seeing that, and everyone stay safe.
Happy Friday.
Yes.
That wraps up another episode of Maritime in America. We're proud to highlight the voices and stories that keep the American offshore industry strong. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us, and remember, the course ahead is shaped by those who step up and steer it. If you liked what you heard, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your crew. Tune in every Friday for your offshore briefing, and don't miss our next full episode, dropping soon with the very special guests, Mariner's Perspective. Catch you next time.